He misses. Shipes the rebound.
Got to push this to the basket. Take it to the basket, guys. 9 seconds.
No timeouts left.
What are they doing?
R.J. Hunter for three. Good!
I was like, wow, man, what if this is like legit, like one of those crazy shots that you see for years and years on? Now, it's just me laughing and joking inside my head, but like, it was just crazy. I was like, what if this really does happen? You don't expect that. You don't expect to be there when something like that happens.
I remember going outside and we were hanging out and we were by President Becker. I remember President Becker said something like, it really sucks that they got that three, but it's okay because we're still gonna win. And I'm just like, okay, sure. But then so we go back inside, we start watching after watching the second half, and it starts to drift away, and you can see that we kind of start to slow down. RJ hadn't got going or anything, and everybody was like, oh, we got to get him going if we're going to have a chance. And so as it went, we got down by like 10, 12 points, something like that. And suddenly RJ gets going. And we were standing there and we said, just keep it respectable. Just don't let it get so far away that it looks, when people see the scores, they're like, oh, that was a close one. Georgia State really tried to keep it together. But then RJ starts going and you see him, they started like every time they got a possession, somehow we get them to turn it over. And RJ starts going, we start to get turnovers off other people. And all of that culminated finally with, I know there had to be like 25 seconds left, something like that. And we fouled them to give them a free throw because we need the ball back, otherwise we were going to lose. And I remember we fouled the guy that's just automatic at the line. He just nails it every time. So we're like, well, that's over. We were down by 2 points. And he goes to the line. I think it was a 1-on-1. He goes to the line, takes the shot and misses. And we're just like, and literally, I think me and Nick start like grab each other like this, like start hugging there. And we're just waiting. And you see him, that's when you see him pass off the ball and, the rest of what happened there. But yeah, it was scary, but it was nice having that hope all the way up until that point. And, seeing it come back, it was pretty incredible.
We had been there so many times before. This was a team who, especially after Ryan Harrell got hurt, really struggled to score. So we had to fight back a lot. We would end up being down, 7 to 8 to 10 points. But we were very gritty. The guys had a ton of character. And it was just a situation where we just told them, we told you that this would happen, guys, that we're going to make a run. Now it's time for us to make our run. Let's play Georgia State basketball, which is defending, rebounding, getting out in transition, and scoring in transition. And we just started to lock in. We started to get stops. The crowd really gravitated towards us. It was almost like a home court advantage for us. I felt bad for Baylor in a way, but I was excited for us in a way because we really took over the stadium and it became a home game for us, and our team really fed off of that. And I think the crowd was a huge part of our success that day.
Well, during the Baylor game, the adversity, we kind of knew what happened. A lot of times when it's your first NCAA tournament game, you're a little rattled. The nerves, the environment, the TV cameras, the media, the fans. I mean, it's for our program that was big and it was huge. So I knew the first 4 or 5 minutes that I was probably going to call a timeout to settle us down. I actually did not want us to get off to a great start because I thought what happens is when young teams get off to a great start, there's nowhere to go but down. And so I thought it was great that we had to work our way back up. Our fans were terrific. Our students were terrific. They kept encouraging and encouraging. And then when we hit that mountain and we got to the top, we peaked at the right time. Baylor was coming down while we were coming up. And so it was a perfect situation for us in that regards, and it worked out great for us.
So at the start of the game, you didn't have a ton of fans in the building, but you could see it building, and you see it building. And then obviously we got down by 12 with about 3 minutes to play. And, the environment was it was getting a little quieter. People expected that at that point Baylor was going to win the game and, move on, and there'd be 3 more games in the rest of the day. But as the run started to evolve and RJ started hitting a couple shots and we made a couple steals and got a couple of defensive stops, the buzz started. And obviously we had a great Georgia State fan base that had traveled down for that first game. It was incredible, pulling us on between the students, the alums, the fans.
It was surreal. I mean, I'll never forget that.
After the season ended and I got the chance to soak it in, it was really a memorable time for Georgia State basketball and Georgia State in our community because at one point in time, people here really didn't care for sports, and now you can see the culture change.
When he made it, it wasn't really a surprise to me.
I wasn't in disbelief, but I was excited for the guys because I just know, having played in the NCAA tournament, coached the NCAA tournament before, it's an unbelievable opportunity and something that you'll never forget for the rest of your life.
It's a part of Georgia State history, it's a part of NCAA tournament history, and what we want to do with this team is we want to create our own history.
Technically, I missed the shot because as soon as the ball left his hands, I turned my back to the court and I was bent over in a chair, and then everybody started screaming. So I was like, oh, okay, cool, he made the shot, we're gonna win, and then yeah, so it was cool.
And as soon as it goes in, it's over with. I don't even remember what happened. I just was everywhere. That's all I remember. I think I jumped on Dan and my face paint smeared all over it everywhere. I was on the seat, standing in the middle of the seat, just cheering and going let's go, let's go, let's go. And it was just, I was everywhere.
Time stops just for a second, and you see this, and it felt like it went quiet in there, and as it goes, just this perfect arc straight into the net, and everything explodes. All the stands explode. Me and Nick, we're just running back and forth down this aisle. We're surrounded by people. We're just running, screaming like little children.
I think the shot is part of what has been many defining moments for this program. Obviously, in our eyes, the program has been evolving a lot in the last few years. The shot and everything that R.J. Hunter and Coach Hunter and the team was able to accomplish last year took it to another level, where it really made us not only just a regional team or a conference team, but put us on the national level.
What a shot. Ron Hunter tipped over his stool after his son made a three to give Georgia State the lead.